I don't think I can describe Mala Farms in one sentence, to be honest. It's a lot of things. It's a passion, something that we've dedicated ourselves to. It's obviously started with the aim of providing good, healthy food to our families and the community. It's also about providing employment within the place that we are set up in. It's an abode for animals because both of us love animals. It's about caring for them and having a place where we have peace and quiet.
Proudly part of the 01 network by Zerodha.
The dream was that, someday we would have a farm and we probably have dogs and horses and stuff. So that was at the back of the mind. But how all of these things fell in place started from a very small incident. Neha was walking dash and there's this herd of sheep which was passing by. So one of the sheep gave birth to a baby. The mother left the baby and she went with the herd. Neha being Neha, she picked up the baby and she got her home because there was no one to take care of. So when the baby sheep was at home, we fed her goat milk and everything, and then we finally figured, okay, we would have to leave this one at a farm. So we contacted our friends and they helped us find one of this gentleman who had a farm near Palwal. So we went to the farm, we saw the farm and everything. He already had goats and all of these things. So we said, okay, you know what? You can keep the sheep. So after that, we became friends and we used to visit that farm quite often. After a few meetings is when he mentioned that he has another relative who has land near Gurgaon and if you guys want to start something. Because by then he had got to know that, okay, you know what, we had interest in a similar sort of thing. The first thought of taking that place was, okay, you know what, the dogs will have a place to go and run around and we will grow some of the vegetables, etc.
I've always been very, very fond of gardening. By the time we'd moved to Gurgaon, I'd started growing a lot of my veggies and fruits on my terrace garden. So the first thing that we started doing at the farm when we got it was growing vegetables. And yes, we did create a hodi over there for him because he loves water. So yeah, that's how we started. That was the first thing that we did there. I still remember when we were in Vizag and both of us were working, our weekends used to be partying, going out, clubbing at night, or we'd go out for a drive. So it was just that. It was like any other person in a corporate job, enjoying your life and having no responsibilities whatsoever. I think what's changed now is that we know that every being over here is dependent on us.
I worked with a call center. That was my first stint. After that, I worked in the insurance sector, in the exports business. And then I joined HSBC in 2004. Worked with HSBC for close to about 9.5 years. Then I got an opportunity to move to the north. That's when we moved to Gurgaon. Then joined a fintech. Worked there till 2022.
In Hyderabad, started working with HSBC. After doing a couple of part-time jobs while I was studying and everything. That was in 2004 September, and from then till around September 2005 I've been with HSBC throughout in various roles. Recently got laid off. We started Mala Farms when David said, as he mentioned, he got laid off and everything. So we decided to do something of our own where we could risk it then, because I had a stable job at that time. He had the time to devote to Mala Farms.
So I lost my job when we had started this. And, setting up an operations like this, for the first 2 or 3 months, you won't believe, I used to sleep at the farm under one of the trees and there was no electricity also. And
Peak summers.
Peak summers. I think what happened was, there was so much satisfaction in finally what I was doing that the urgency of finding a job did not happen at that time. As I told you, eventually we wanted to do something like this. It was by luck or by some alignment of stars that we had started doing these things much earlier than planned.
And when we were looking at the news, right, we could see that a lot of top companies also were laying off a lot of their employees. So job stability wasn't a factor which was, permanent anymore. And we thought that, having something of our own and building it would be a good idea to do at that time. We did have some risk involved there because we'd not had the experience of doing this. But we also had some savings at that time, which gave us this, the confidence that we could do it. Plus I had a job and we knew that we could sustain it with that.
And maybe this is also a factor for not having that urgency, which was not in her case, it was in my case, because as I told you, I had changed jobs in the past. So, when you tend to work with a company for a long time, you tend to question your own ability, whether you will be able to crack the interview in some other company. But in my case, it was different because I had already moved jobs before starting this. So the fear of the unknown wasn't there. It was there, okay, if push comes to shove, I will get a job.
At that point in time, I had close to 50 lakhs in savings. That comprised of mostly mutual funds and fixed deposits, say 35% of mutual funds, the rest were in fixed deposits. This was not including what David got as his severance at that time. We were sure that, we were secure in terms of how we wanted to do this. So that's how we planned it. So what we did was we used half of David's severance to put into the farm. We also used half of it to invest into a house, which we thought would be closer to our farm, and that's how we'd move. The lease over here is for about 5 years, with the option of extending, obviously, and the monthly rental over here is 30,000. Usually farmland isn't that expensive. The reason why this is because we have built up structures, so the cottage is there and we've got rooms and stuff, and a wall which surrounds the farm as well. So it's secure, and I like the place, so that's why we thought it was a good investment to make. When we started producing excess vegetables, we were like, okay, let's not let it go to waste. So we stay in Sector 15, Gurgaon, and there's a lot of colonies around us. So we had a green van. We put all the produce in that van and we went during weekends because we were free during that time, and stood outside these colonies and stuff. And everybody who would get out for a walk or come out of the colony, we would stop them and speak to them, tell them about what we're doing, how we're doing, what we produce, what the farm is all about and stuff. So that's how we started getting our first customers. Currently, the farm is making close to about an average of 10 lakhs a month. Dairy accounts for about 50% of our sales. Then poultry is about 15 to 20%. Same is the case with honey, is about 15 to 20%, fluctuates based on season. And all the rest is everything else.
So there are 6 people right now working at the farm. 3 of them, they stay at the farm, they eat at the farm. 3 of them come from the nearby villages. We have another group of 10 villagers who are now attached with us, and they grow yellow mustard for us.
Now, in terms of salaries, the only people that we're paying direct salaries to are 6 people that are employed directly with the farm. So their salaries is close to about lakh and a half. And the salaries fluctuate depending on season. So it can go up to about 2 lakhs a month. But other than that, all the other farmers that we're working with, we don't have them on a salary basis. So what we do is we have a contract with them. We get them seeds, we give them the know-how, we tell them how to do things, teach them. And when the produce comes, we buy the produce from them. So they're also secure in knowing that whatever they're producing will be brought at a fair price.
Given all the experience which we had accumulated working with the companies, managing large teams, we were able to manage our workforce in a much more efficient way.
Couple of things that changed in our life is that earlier we used to go out to meet friends. Now we call them over here, and I think it's a better setting. People like to take holidays so that they can, relax and unwind. We already have this, so we really don't travel that much.
There's no retirement in what we do. That's the retirement dream people have, that they will retire and have a farm and have a horse, have dogs and a few animals, chickens, etc. People I see who are doing this, they enjoy it still at the age of 60, 65. The other thing which I now think of is the fact that you need retirement when you've mentally drained and you've done all the slogging, etc. This is something which we are doing out of passion. So this is a stress reliever for us.
So weird, right? The concept of retirement. I can't imagine myself not doing anything ever, So yeah, this is something that you can never retire from. But with security, if you mean, how we've secured our futures and stuff, So we have a house that we bought recently. Now it's 2x the value. Then we have invested in stocks. We've invested in mutual funds. We've invested in fixed deposits. We do now have some leeway of we're planning on buying land a couple of months down the line. But I think what we're doing is we're taking it all in our own pace. I think it's luck by chance or whatever you want to call it. We don't have kids, so we don't have to worry about iska future banana hai, uska future banana hai. We're taking it at our own pace and we're doing things as and how we feel we can. But yes, in terms of if I were to, not have hands and limbs and not being able to do any of this, I would still have a secure blanket where I can, put myself in a hospital and say, "Mera dhyan rakh lo, please. मैं पैसे दे रही हूँ तुम्हारे को." So all that is sorted.
Hey, if you think you resonate with these stories and you think you have one worth sharing too, then please fill in the form in the pinned comments below and you can get featured on Wint Wealth.